Mwachakulira fe Priska. Okay. Good evening, viewers. It's the Lono debates once again here in the Lono studios, and today we are debating the motion, men are the real cause of most failed relationships. Men are the real cause of most failed relationships. And if you hear a relationship failing, according to our proposers, just know it is the man who is at fault. What do you think, viewers, wherever you're watching us from? It is the Lono debates. And a debate is not a debate, of course, without the panelists. And today we have in our studios our lovely panelists. To begin with, we are going to start with Madam Priska to come and introduce herself in as much as this debate is concerned. And remember to share this live stream so that many viewers can have a feel of what is happening here in the Lono studios. Madam Priska, please, may you have the podium and introduce yourself.
Good evening, viewers. My name's Priska Moya, and I will be proposing to the motion which says men are the real cause of failures of relationships. Relationships are not doing well. I say so because I feel men are the real cause of that. Well, stay tuned and just pay attention, learn, support, and do everything that you can to give us your support. Otherwise, it's a good evening from me.
Thank you so much. That is, of course, Madam Priska, who is saying, if you hear relationship failing, just know it is a man who is at fault. And of course, a debate is not a debate if somebody doesn't oppose to such kind of emotion. And opposing to the motion, may I introduce to you the very first speaker, who is no other than Mr. Morgan. Please, Mr. Morgan, make your way through to the podium.
Good evening, dear listener, and indeed, I'm opposing to this motion which is at hand. And basically, what I know about men is that when a man goes out to hunt, if you want an antelope, you go for an antelope instead of a lion. So why should you make a decision to enter into a relationship if you know that the real reason is for you to make it fair? I wouldn't say much, but let's just listen and pay attention.
Interesting. That is Mr. Morgan, of course, saying men shouldn't be blamed if a relationship failed. Perhaps he knows some other reasons why most relationship fails. And right about now, allow me to call upon Madam Cecilia, who is also going to be opposing to the motion. Madam Cecilia, I welcome you to the podium.
Viewers, good evening, dear viewers. My name is Cecilia Lesho, and I am opposing to the motion. Men are the real cause of failed relationships. I mean, it's like I'm building a house. I start building a house, and then when it reaches window level, then I start destroying it. So I don't see any reason a man who finds a woman can be the reason a relationship is failing. Stay tuned.
Madam Cecilia is saying a man goes out to find a woman so that he can be with that woman. Why in the world will this man decide to end this relationship which he himself started? Stay tuned, our viewers, and right about now, allow me to call the last but not the least person on the panel, and who is no other than Mr. Brian. Mr. Brian, may you please make your way to the podium.
Hello viewers, I'm Branch and proposing the motion. Today is a day to make a credit which has been looming around, say men, these indeed they are fakers, automatically. Today we are going to qualify how men fake ladies to fall for them and also be with them in the relationships. So stay tuned and watch us as we are going to shock each other in this great debate.
Indeed, somebody is saying men are simply fakers. Perhaps it means they do not know what they talk about when they begin this relationship. What do you think, viewers? Is it that men are the real cause of most failed relationships? Or maybe perhaps there are other reasons why most relationships are failing? Please stay tuned even as we go for a break, and when we come back, the debate begins.
We show you how the face of Kasama has changed each and every moment. Our production crew has now advanced in streaming live in full HD up to 4K. Lono Studios is well equipped for the service. We have 4K cameras for high resolution, DJI drone for aerial view, live streaming video switcher, gimbal for smooth rotation of an object, and many more equipments. You can book us for live streaming to render your services in sport activities, church services, road shows, corporate meetings and workshops, social gatherings, and many more adventure activities. Book your session now on 0973 173461. Visit or like our Facebook page at Lono TV. Love and Lono Studios cares about your memories, and what better way to keep your memories than having pictures and videos. As Lono Studios, we cover events such as weddings, kitchen parties, chilanga mulilo, birthday parties, as well as corporate events. If you are looking for quality pictures and videos for such events, look no further than Lono Studios. Visit and like our Facebook page at LonoZM. We show you how the face of Kasama has changed each and every moment. Our production crew has now advanced in streaming live in full HD up to 4K. Lono Studios is well equipped for the service. We have 4K cameras for high resolution, DJI drone for aerial view, live streaming video switcher, gimbal for smooth rotation of an object, and many more equipments. You can book us for live streaming to render your services in sport activities, church services, road shows, corporate meetings and workshops, social gatherings, and many more adventure activities. Book your session now on 0973 173461. Visit or like our Facebook page at Lono TV. Love ain't no bonus.
Indeed, love and nobleness is what we stand for as Lono TV. Interestingly, our motion today states, men are the real cause of most failed relationships. What do you think, viewers? Whenever a relationship fails, who is the reason? Is it the woman or the man to blame for such a failed relationships? Please tell us what you think in the comment section, even as you are going to enjoy this debate. And to begin the debate, our first speaker from the proposing side is no other than Mr. Brian Chanda.
Let me begin by quoting once more the motion, which stipulates to say, men are the real cause of most failed relationships. This is true. I'm in support of this. Let me begin by saying, men, in the first place, when they are proposing to their ladies, beautiful ladies who should not be faked with any relationship, they begin by telling lies, complete lies. They don't even have that capacity of feeling, having that feeling of having a serious relationship, but they begin by giving out responsibilities, saying that, for example, here comes a man saying that, if you accept me, if you fall in love with me, I'll be providing for you. I'll do everything for you. In the actual sense, that man is introducing a lady to man in the first place. So what do you expect? What will be the basis of that relationship? Automatically, money will be the base of that relationship. Secondly, allow me, members of the House, to go to the next point, which is saying that men are the real cause of most failed relationships, because when they are there anxiously having friends, who are not right friends. They tend to be friends, but in the actual sense, they are not friends. They are there thinking that a friend whom I have is a true friend. You find that in the end, the same friends whom you're introducing your girlfriend to who break a relationship. You are trying to build up enemies. Enemies coming on your door, so following you, saying that, bro, iwe mnendi gelo wakwata musuma. While they are just playing with your mind. You men, wake up from your slumbers. Look for these beautiful ladies. Support them. Give them the chance which they deserve. Don't even interfere in their things that they do. Some of you just follow money. Just money. After squandering their money, what do? You run away and go and propose to other ladies, which is not right. Which is not right. I'm very much in support that you men, you're very fake. You're failures. You don't give as you promise. Members of the house, allow me now to go to the third point. Men, again, look how weak we are. Men, you also lack time and motivation to your partners. You lack time. And do you expect a relationship to last long? You lack time, even in important occasions. Soon we'll be having Valentine's Day. As a man, you have no even any chance to say, Happy Valentine's Day, baby. All you wait for is a girlfriend or rather a lady to say, Annie, Happy Valentine's Day. You can't even take her out. How do you expect such kind of relationship to prolong? As a result, you find that that relationship is going to collapse. It's going to collapse because you are not giving time and chance to your lady. And she will go definitely to a man who is serious, who is giving her time and also motivation. Members of the house, let me now go to my last point. Men, the same men, they think in this universe there are a few. That's why they do this nonsense of dumping. They think there are a few in number as compared to ladies. So my dear listeners, if you are listening out there, can you find someone who you spend your time with, who you be serious with in marriage? With this viewpoint, I raise my case.
Indeed, that was Mr. Brian enlightening us about what men fail to do, which causes most relationships to fail. What do you think, viewers? Are men really the main reason why most relationships are failing? Mr. Brian has enlightened us talking about the oncoming Valentine's Day, and you do not have plans as a man to take your lady out. And of course, he has also talked about men being God diggers per se, I can say. Most men just follow money, and when the money that they followed, when they have gotten what they wanted from the lady, they go away. That's the main reason why we can say men are the real cause of most failed relationships. Viewers, what do you think out there? And right about now, I am not the debater, but rather the moderator. So allow me to welcome to the podium Mr. Morgan, who is from the opposing side. Mr. Morgan.
Proposing to such a motion is like a child who's trying to start walking while this child is supposed to crawl. Members of the auditorium and everyone who's watching, let me try to redefine the motion which stipulates as I articulate. Men are the real causes of most failed relationships, and I stand here and oppose. But before I go furthermore, allow me to go back to the first speaker's point. Mr. Speaker, just because you are not a man and a boy, it doesn't necessarily mean that everyone is a boy. A man knows what he wants and what he earns for. Second point, Mr. Speaker, it is a fact indeed that there are a few men in this world. Hence, there is competition amongst the ladies. But that doesn't mean that we are the causes of failing relationships. Let me go back to redefining the motion. Who is a man? A man is a gentleman like myself who knows what he wants and what he stands for. Basically, what I'm trying to say is a man who got to ant with just one intention, to find the right woman, the woman that is going to pick his contestor, and now is going to move in that accommodation, a fulfillment pasture. Members of the auditorium, I can go further and further. When we talk of real, what are we trying to talk about? We're trying to talk about something which is original. Ladies are full of fake things. Members of the auditorium, fake nails, fake hair, fake faces, fake shoes, fake implants, fake almost everything. Basically, if this woman is lagging, then she decides to leave because I'm more focused on one point. Does that mean that I'm causing the relationship to fail? Basically, no. Another point. According to a study which was done in the year 2018, in November 27, the time was 16 hours when this was posted. You find that 77% of women are the ones to dump us, the men, and yet ladies were able to confirm for themselves that they are indeed in infraction of dumping men because they feel the relationship isn't moving according to their gesture. Members of the auditorium, is it a decision of a man to leave a relationship when things are going down low? No. Basically, what are we trying to point at? We are trying to understand what is a relationship. A relationship is a union between two people. And when you start a union, you have to have goals, understanding, and moving in one accord. If a woman tries to move out of that accommodation, is it my fault that that relationship is going down low? Members of the auditorium, it's not my fault. So, the first speaker, I would love to encourage you once again, try to research on the facts on what a man is capable of and what is not capable of. I'll give you a proper understanding of the biblical point of view when we talk about love. I'll go into the book of Judges, 16 verse 4. Going downwards, if you want to understand the story better, go to the book of Judges 16 verse 17, where you understand that Samuel was betrayed by Delilah. Not because the man was not powerful enough. Not because the man had no riches. Not because the man was failing in decision making. No, members of the auditorium. But because this woman chose more money from other people. Let me go back again into the biblical context. If you're talking about Christianity. Let's move into the book of, let me talk of the story of Lot. When that woman chose riches over the man, was that a man's fault that the relationship should fail? No. But because the woman saw that indeed what she was leaving behind was better than the man, she decided to move ahead. Was that the issue for the man? No, members of the house. So let us elaborate and rethink and understand what we're trying to talk about before we can even move into this context of making an issue out of a propaganda. Let us move out of this shameful, indecisive mentioning of names before we can even understand what we're trying to talk about. I pray and hope that the next speaker knows what they are talking about. Thank you very much.
Welcome. That was indeed Mr. Morgan elaborating even some biblical contexts where men were betrayed by women. And hence we can't say men are to be blamed when these relationships fail. Ladies and gentlemen, allow me to welcome to the podium once again. And before I just do that, remember to comment in the comment section. What is your opinion about this motion? And also remember to share this live stream so that many others can have a share of what is happening right here in the Lono studios. Right about now, I am going to allow interjections, or rather questions and answers from both sides, if we have any.
Once again, I'm back. I have a question for the speaker who's just from saying that women are the ones that make men, as men, to do what? To abaomi abene babutuka babasha nama girlfriends babo bayanga ma ladies babo because they are not matured enough. Now I want to ask a question to you, Mr. Speaker. Does a mother leave her children when she sees that my children are starving or things are difficult at this point in time? Does a mother do that? As a man, how can you leave your partner if you see that, oh, this partner of mine, she's having challenges of this, oh, she's doing this and this, I'm not taking care of her, I should leave her? Does a mother does that, leaves her children behind and says, I'm going for another or for other children? Definitely. What I know, in my opinions, I know that a mother who always stick to her children and suffer with her children. Now, as a man, how can you leave your partner and go for another man because you're failing to take that responsibility which you're supposed to take to make your woman happy? Now, because your woman has seen that you're failing, then you blame her to say she's the cause to why our relationship ended or whatever. So, Mr. Speaker, sir, can you clarify more on the point where you said that ladies are the ones that cause the breakups in most relationships?
All right, a question for you, Mr. Morgan.
Like I said earlier, trying to ponder on this motion is like wasting time which is never recovered. Sir, Mr. Speaker, I gave a biblical example in the context of the book of Psalms, the book of Judges, 16 verse 17. And I gave a story of Lot, to say who left the other between Lot and the wife. If you are a good reader of the Bible and you call yourself a Christian, I'm sure you understand where this context is coming from. And you talk about mothers leaving their children. Basically, haven't you ever heard of a mother who leaves their children just because she is unable to provide for them? The same context could happen even in relationships. Let me be frank with you. I'm sure even in this auditorium, there are a whole lot of people who have been left behind because they are starving, or they are trying to highlight their lives. Indeed, the way we are created as men, we are visual creatures. We know where we are going and what we want to achieve. And the way our fellow ladies are created, they want to stay in the moment. That's why you should understand the psychological part of the human brain. So, sir, if you've not done much research, please do the research.
Thank you so much. Mr. Brian, have you been answered?
Not so sure.
Okay, anything you'd love to add?
I just want to correct my speaker. He said that men have got vision. They are focused in what they do, which is not true. Men, they don't follow love in relationships. What they follow, kumfu afyo mchele, ngawapo mchele, they run, they eat and run. They don't follow anything. They don't stick to their relationship. So,
okay, you can finish your point.
So men, they are the causes. They are the real causes of most broken relationships because first they want to examine, to experience the exam before they have the lessons. Now, how do you expect a relationship to last long? Wale chikanda na so tuwaumfwa. Kutuwaikala.
Okay, thank you so. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, that was Mr. Brian contributing to the motion, even as he asks a question. Kutiwaria chikanda no kuikala waikala. I hope most of our viewers are able to get that saying, those who cannot correctly maybe understand Bemba. Okay, right about now, I'm inviting you, Mr. Morgan, to please answer Mr. Brian's question.
It's very cardinal that we are taking things into Bemba. But till omuliro ochingira abakulu taocha. Umwana ashafundwa akayasebanya abafyashi nekwaleya. Chipadire kwata abantu tuledibeta nabo tabafundwa. How do you expect someone to eat? Then you let them go. Basically, which clearly proves that the generation in which we are living, abantu abengi tabafundwa. Patro mkashana padore komulumendo ale kumfwa elo nomba akubutuka, which means tabafundwa, because you do not understand the intention behind a relationship when you are starting. You've not set the goals right. So basically, in most cases, let me go back to the motion now. In most cases, reason why you, our ladies, leave us is very simple. Because you've tested so many men, that point came from the proposing side. Because you've tested so many men, now you are tired of my chikanda, you want to test another chikanda. That's how I can pose it. Because as a visual creature, trust me, being a boy is not part of my schedule.
Okay, thank you so much. Thank you so much. That was Mr. Brian and Mr. Morgan. Right about now, let us go for a short break. And when we come back, the debate continues. Remember to share this live stream and give us your contribution in the comment section, because when we come back, we are going to read some of the comments that you've been sending. Right about now, let us go for a short break.
We show you how the face of Kasama has changed each and every moment. Our production crew has now advanced in streaming live in full HD up to 4K. Lono Studios is well equipped for the service. We have 4K cameras for high resolution, DJI drone for aerial view, live streaming video switcher, gimbal for smooth rotation of an object, and many more equipments. You can book us for live streaming to render your services in sport activities, church services, road shows, corporate meetings and workshops, social gatherings, and many more adventure activities. Book your session now on 0973 173461. Visit or like our Facebook page at Lono TV. Love ain't no bonus.
Love and nobleness is what we stand for as Lono TV. And right about now, allow me to go through some of the comments that you've been sending. And of course, our first comment is coming from no other than Elvis Chilesha, who is saying, Mr. Morgan, bro, indeed you are hammering points. I'm with you. Tell the proposing side that boys, umuchele, but real men goes for seriousness. Thank you so much, Mr. Elvis. And of course, we have Innocent Chanda, who is inviting Madam Angela, saying, Kuri umulilo uku praise door. Thank you so much. And that goes to our panelists. You are indeed bringing in the fire. And we also have Elvis Chilesha, who is saying, men are not the cause of many failed relationships because ladies are too competitive this time around. What is killing our ladies today is lack of confidence in their partners. They feel as if things won't work out someday. Okay, we also have Chovela Angela, who is loving this show, of course. And we have Cherish Caroline, who is saying, watching live from home. Miss Cherish, would love to know where you are watching us from. Where is your home exactly? And we have Belinda Lesho, who is saying, watching from Mpika. Thank you so much. And Mr. Elvis Chileshe continues on and says, point of correction to the proposing side, don't say you men. That means you are excluding yourself. Better you say us men. That goes to Mr. Brian. Thank you so much for that correction. We have Chichi Darius, who is saying, how can you give time to your girlfriend or boyfriend? That is a question I believe will come back once the debate is done. Watching from Kasama location, thank you so much. We also have Teresa Mumu, who is saying, watching from Isoka, enjoying the debate. Keep it up, guys. Thank you so much. Tell us what you think about today's motion. Are men really the real cause of most broken or failed relationships? Right about now, allow me to introduce to the podium Madam Priska Mwewa from the proposing sides.
Good evening once again, dear viewers. You can see that opposing to this motion is like, you know, I don't even know what I can say. It's like a fufu veve. Because it's the truth. It's something that we've all seen happening. Men are never content. Men are never content with anything that they have. If they have a beautiful woman, you'll find that a man will say, no, me, I want a curvy woman and stuff. Once he gets that woman, he'll start looking for plasma TVs. Once he gets a plasma TV type of a woman, he'll start looking for a different type colored of a woman. So men are never content. That is the big problem. If men can learn how to be content with the little things that they have, or with the women that they have, relationships could last long at least, or it can help build relationships. But it's very difficult because men are never content. They are hunters. They hunt, it's never enough. They still want to hunt for more, which is a big problem. Another problem is friendships. Because of their friends. When they are seated, their friends will be talking about, no, me, my girlfriend is this good looking. Me, my girlfriend does this. My girlfriend did this. Just because his girlfriend didn't do that to him, he'll start hunting. You'll find that in their circle where they hang around, they'll even start exchanging girlfriends. They'll even start exchanging women, which is so funny. It shouldn't be like that. And another thing is men are so difficult to advise. You can just tell, you know, by the behavior around that men are so difficult to advise. Their pride can't let them down, you know. They always want to be on top of the game. When they are wrong, even in marriages, it's the woman who has to apologize. It's the woman who has to take the blame and everything. But a man, it's so difficult for them to accept. Even when he knows deep down his heart to say, okay, I'm wrong. I cheated. I did this. They don't want to take responsibility of their wrongs. They don't want. And that's the good things in the relationship. Those things they want to take charge of them, like he's the one that makes or allows all those things to happen. So if men could learn to be content with the things they have, if men could learn not to listen to their friends, if they should listen to their friends, yes, it should be the positive things. Not all things are supposed to be gotten from friends. No, that's so negative and toxic to a healthy relationship. And if a relationship should be well and be well built, men should take charge. Like I said, take charge of their wrongs. Not every time, even when he's caught with someone, the girlfriend will be saying, no, baby, I'm sorry. Or because he shouted, she ends up apologizing because she caught him. No, baby, I'm sorry, but he's the one who is wrong. So in this era of time, it's kind of difficult, you know, for men to build a good relationship or to involve themselves as part of a person who should also build a relationship. A relationship isn't one-sided. It shouldn't only be about a woman building a good relationship. No, a man should be part and parcel of that because they are together. Whatever they are doing in their relationship, it involves both of them. That's the way it should be. Thank you very much. Continue listening. Good evening.
So many points have come out from Madame Priska, who is saying men are not content with what they have, men this and men that. What do you think, wherever you're watching us from, what do you think? Is it that indeed men are the real cause of most failed relationships? Right about now, I'm going to invite an interjection, or rather a question from the opposing side, and this is coming from Mr. Morgan.
Members of the auditorium, I would love to be with the madam as I'm trying to elaborate on some points. Madam Speaker, you mentioned the point where you said men are not content with what they have. I would love for you to take a look at yourself very well before you could even make that point. As I look at you right now, your hair is fake. Your lips are fake. May you show the camera this hand? As you can see, even what you're putting on the hand, they are all fake. You are not content with what you have because we're able to see that through your dress code and how you're looking. Basically, that point is put into the dustbin. From there, please give us a clarity when you say men, they are fond of having friends. I would love to have clarity because it's not men, it's boys that are fond of having friends. When you look at the moderator, I'm sure you will be the best example that I can give. He's having a contained relationship with a contained woman. Just like myself, I'm having a contained relationship and a contained woman. So tell me, which men, just because you've been in toxic relationships, don't speak for everyone.
Hey, honey. Let me clarify on that. So, I'm this good looking because I'm in a good relationship, and the man I'm with, he's one of those men that take responsibility and doesn't take advice from friends. Okay? And talking of fake things, sweetheart, you're wearing shoes, you're wearing a belt,
Okay,
that haircut.
Okay, madam.
No. If you wanted to stay.
No direct confrontation.
If you wanted to stay natural, you should have kept your hair as well. But honey, when you watch TV, you see those good-looking guys, you also want to look good. That's why you did that haircut. If you had access, to buying good hair, you would have done that. Unfortunately, you are a man. So, talking of relationships, I'm not referring to my relationship, or there is nothing personal here. We are talking of, in general, the relationships that happen out there. Looking at me, you can tell there's a good man behind, okay? Yes, you can tell there's a good man behind me. So, what we're talking about is when we say men have friendships, even women have friendships. Let me clarify that. So the problem that I'm talking about with men is the conversations that they have with their men, their fellow men, is what brings about some problems. Okay? Their friends will tell them to say, no, man, you can't have one girlfriend. You're not a man enough. She'll be thinking, you're all that. Okay? And that man will go thinking, oh, some of my friends are right. I need to have another girl to complete me. I need to have at least 3 good-looking girls so that they'll know that I'm the man. They are chilling with the big boy. So that I clarify, I hope.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Madam Priska. This debate is just getting so hot and hotter as we have our panelists who are, of course, I would love to remind our panelists that please, no direct confrontation. Whenever you are making an address our viewers out there. No direct confrontation. We wouldn't want to see fists here. This is, of course, a mature debate. So right about now, allow me to welcome Mr. Morgan if there is any other point. Okay, so one last one, please, under 30 seconds. Please make your point.
Thank you very much. I would love to contribute on the point that the speaker has made. She has talked about what we talk about as men, but the question is, what do they talk about as women? That point proves that they have more gossiping areas than men. Men are not fond of gossiping areas. So basically, whatever they talk about is, how am I going to improve? A woman will go into ShopRite with nothing. She'll come out with a whole lot of plastics. I don't even know how it happens. So basically, I don't understand your point when you say what to talk about.
Thank you. Madam Priska, please, let's hold our thoughts right now. Let's hold our thoughts because, of course, the debate is getting more interesting and interesting. So I will allow under 1 minute, Madam Priska, please clarify on what Mr. Morgan has said. We move on to the last speaker.
Okay. I'm speechless. If a woman goes in ShopRite and she comes back with 10 bags, it could be the favor from God, okay? You are a Christian. Why are you acting like you don't pray? It could be a manna from God. It could be God answering our prayers. So let's not try to make women look bad, And sometimes they save. They just don't want to show you that they have some sort of secret savings. So if they go somewhere, they come looking good. Sometimes it's their savings. Sometimes it's the favor of God. Let's understand that.
Okay. Thank you so much, Madam Priska. Indeed, manna is still falling according to what Madam Priska is saying. If you see a woman going empty-handed in a shop and she comes out with a lot of things, perhaps it could be manna. And Mr. Morgan is trying to say that is why some of these relationships fail, and it is not all because of men. Right about now, let us go for a short break, and when we come back, the debate continues. And remember, please tell us what you think think about today's motion? Is it that indeed men are the real cause of most failed relationships? Let us go for a short break, and when we come back, the debate continues.
Lono Studios cares about your memories, and what better way to keep your memories than having pictures and videos? As Lono Studios, we cover events such as weddings, kitchen parties, chilanga mulilo, birthday parties, as well as corporate events. If you are looking for quality pictures and videos for such events, look no further than Lono Studios. Visit and like our Facebook page at LonoZM. We show you how the face of Kasama has changed each and every moment. Our production crew has now advanced in streaming live in full HD up to 4K. Lono Studios is well equipped for the service. We have 4K cameras for high resolution, DJI drone for aerial view, live streaming video switcher, gimbal for smooth rotation over an object, and many more equipments. You can book us for live streaming to render your services in sport activities, church services, road shows, corporate meetings and workshops, social gatherings, and many more adventure activities. Book your session now on 0973 173461. Visit or like our Facebook page at Lono TV. Love ain't no bonus.
What we stand for as Lono TV, and of course we are reminding our panelists that please let us not take things personal, for this is a mature and an intellectual debate. Right about now, allow me to go through some of the comments that you've been sending, and our first one is coming from Martha K. Kaunda, who is saying following, and of course love emojis. We love you too, Madam Martha. We also have Mr. Andrew Mindset Mukuka is saying fire, and indeed this debate is just getting more and more interesting. We also have Dali Didi, who is calling on Mwenya Mutole. Please, Mr. or Miss Mwenya, please, you are being called to come and watch this debate. And we also have Mr. Innocent Chanda is saying the debate is on fire, but let's not take things personal and catching feelings. TNFye tufundane vane. Thank you so much for that advice, and that I believe goes to our panelists. We also have Caro Enela Zulu, who is saying, "Awe, it's hot like a heater." Thank you so much, Madam Caro. We also have Evans Mwansa, who is saying, "I think she has hit the interjection. Well spoken." Thank you so much. We also have Belinda Lesho, who is saying, "Morgan Mwape ulimukali anyway." Mr. Evans Mwansai is saying, "Excellent Lono TV, we appreciate you." And we have Nonde Eske who is saying, "Good evening. I disagree with the motion. Men are not the real cause of most failed relationships. Both women and men are the cause of failed relationship. Reasons being that the relationships of this age are not nurtured as they should. Many people go into relationships when they are not matured enough to handle a relationship, and the pressure that comes with it. They are just excited about the first flames of a relationship, the sex involved, and the showering of gifts, not knowing that a relationship requires that someone is ready mentally, physically, financially, and spiritually. And involving prayers in relationship is cardinal if a relationship has to stand. When God is not involved in an equation, 9F, okay, in a relationship, just know that you are just towing yourselves out and you will surely break. Thank you so much. That was Mr. Nonde Eske. And right about now, like I said, the debate continues with our last but not the least speaker, and this is no other than Madam Cecilia Lesho. Let us welcome Madam Cecilia Lesho as she comes to the podium.
Thank you so much, Mr. Chairperson. Members of the auditorium, I salute. To begin with, Mr. Chairperson, sir, allow me to start by quoting the research statistics, to share the research statistics by Dr. Michael Rosenfeld of Stanford University. research shows that between 2009 to 2015, over 2,500 women left their spouses and their relationships. Because we are trying to figure out the reason why. Yeah? Okay. They left their relationships due to lack of self-awareness and patience. Opposing to the motion that men are the real cause of failed relationships, I want to state that when you look at this research by the sociologist, you would agree with me that in many cases, women are very impatient. And because of that impatience, we tend to leave we tend to leave relationships. We've seen men who are building their lives today, for example. Some of them have got no cars to drive. Some of them have got no houses to live in. Some of them have got nothing at the moment. And this is a woman. They want something because they want fast things. They'll just leave. And when we look at these statistics, they are so overwhelming. And you can agree with me that impatience would land us always into trouble if we're not careful. The second thing I wanted to mention is that women, as the research says, that women live due to lack of self-awareness. When you are not self-aware indeed, you begin to leave relationships because you do not know how to love others. You do not understand yourself. You do not understand the purpose you entered into that relationship. I take us back to Genesis. The Bible talks of the story of Adam and Eve. Adam and Eve, the story of Adam and Eve can teach us something there. Adam was, let's just say men are researchers. That's something I can say. And men have got this protective nature. And so because of their protective nature, if we look at the story of Adam, after Adam had sinned, Adam was able to join in with the wife. And he knew for sure when God came through, if he wanted, he would have said, I'm leaving. It's not me. I'm not part of this, of course. But because of that protective nature, he still stayed with Eve. And so, what does that tell us? That is telling us that men are more patient than us. And so it's rare that men would leave a relationship. And when somebody leaves, of course, it fails, right? And so because we are thinking that, okay, this and that, blah, blah, let me tell this the truth to say, men are not the real cause of failed relationships because men have got this protective nature and they'll go a long way to protect what they have. Adam went in order to protect what they have, what he had to join in with Adam to eat the fruit. And even when God showed up, he still said, no, he held on to Eve. And even today we still read about Adam and Eve. The second point I want to state is the story. I want to state is through the example of Hosea and Gomer. No matter how many times Gomer had sinned, Hosea never left a relationship. Hosea still stayed with Gomer. What does that tell us? Men, it's telling us of how much men understand the biblical principle of love. Men love. When men begin to love, when men mean to love, they love wholeheartedly. And when they love you, they want to make sure they will stick to you. They will stand by you, even no matter how many times you make mistakes. They understand what the Bible says when the Bible says that love covers multitude of sins. So I want to emphasize on the point that men cannot leave a relationship because they are real lovers. They understand the real principle of love. And we see this with the reference from Isaiah Adam in the Bible. The other thing we can state is we can also reference the article by Barbara Field. Barbara Field mentions that the real cause of relationships is lack of communication, not men. Lack of trust, lack of love. Where there is no love, there is no good relationship. So we have good relationship. We have relationship standing because we have love. Thank you.
All right. So many points coming from our last speaker, who is no other than Madam Cecilia. And of course, so many points coming from all our speakers. And right about now, we are going to invite a few but short interjections, answers, and of course, questions from all our panelists. And allow me to welcome Madam Priska. If there is any question you would love to pose to the opposing side.
Okay, madam, I love your points, but you talked of men. It's because men are so protective. They have that protective nature in them. That is why women fail to stay in such relationships. But looking at a good number of men, not all men in general, you can tell that a lot of women have undergone a lot of beatings in these homes, even in relationships, you know. So is that the type of protection that a woman should settle for? If a woman lives in such a relationship, people won't know why she left that relationship. People will go like, no, she just doesn't listen. The man was protective and stuff. So to me, that protection that you've talked about, I clearly refuse it. I'm so against it. If you love someone, you should give them the right protection and the right environment for them to live in. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Do we have an answer from the opposing side? Yes, Mr. Morgan.
Members of the auditorium, we have to understand that decision making is a personal thing. How come there are a whole lot of men who are being beaten in these homes and we are not getting any points of them any reports of them being beaten? It's because my speaker spoke of one cardinal thing: communication, respecting the relationship and understanding one another, trying with all means to keep the things together before you can adjust to living one another. Thank you very much, Mr. Moderator.
Thank you. Do we have any questions from the opposing side once more, or has it been cleared? Mr. Brian.
Thank you so much. Let me begin by updating the speaker from the opposing side, who said that there are no reports concerning women being beaten. Last year in 2021, it was recorded that 95% of women, they had to run away from their relationships because they were being beaten. Now, I don't know how the speaker is confused saying that no reports are being given that women are being beaten. Again, I want to update the madam who said that between 2000 and 2015, there was a record to say there was a research which was given, and the statistic percentage which was given comparing to the men that men were not the real causes of most broken relationships. In 2021, with the way follow updates, we were updated, specifically here in Zambia, to say men had discovered 85% to be the cause of the most broken relationships because they are too arrogant. They are too loud in whatever they do. They don't humble themselves and listen to what their partners, who are the women, and hear what they have to say.
Okay. Allow me to welcome Madam Cecilia to answer those questions. Madam Cecilia.
Speaking of wife battling, I don't know how it's called, or beating of wives, whatever. I want to take you to the article published in November 2020 of a woman in India who left her husband because the husband was not beating her. You see, when you speak of beatings, these beatings sometimes are happening not because men want to beat their wives, but because wives are also requesting for them to, how can somebody leave the husband because they haven't been beaten? And what do you expect other men to do? What example does that set? And then you are talking of numbers and all that. You haven't given us a specific figure of how many of those people, at least we saw here, it's clear with this research that over 2,500 women left their husbands. But here again, we are talking of beating. Let's not run away from the motion, but stick to the motion. Here we are talking about men are the real cause of failed relationships, not gender-based violence. Thank you.
Thank you. One last from Madam Priska.
Okay. So, if we haven't heard much of men being abused, it's because men don't come out. They don't want to come out. They don't want us to help them. Okay? So, as women, we cry out. We want help. That's why we are supporting women. It's because we've come out. It's as simple as this. Even in a relationship, you can't give advice to someone who hasn't invited you to go and give them advice. Okay? You can't go and comfort someone who has not invited you to come and comfort them. That's an insult to a man, okay? If they come out, we'll simply do that. And then you've said you've come out with the exact figures of when those incidents happen. Sweetheart, even I can post stuff and you can research and write. Whoever posts stuff, they are human beings like us. Okay? There's nothing so magical about that. And we don't need numbers and figures of saying, no, we are not having the exact number as to how many people are beaten. No, we have the realities. We see them in our societies. We see these things happening. So I think from there, it's clear.
Thank you so much. That has been a very hot debate from our debaters. And right about now, allow me to go through some of the comments that you've been sending. And one is coming from Glenda Grace Kasongo, who is saying, relationships nowadays are 50-50. Wonse, we are to blame. In as much as we have unserious men, we can't dispute to the fact that they are serious men too. And in as much as we have failed relationships, we can't dispute the fact that we also have relationships that have worked out. Elo na mayo bene. It's not bonse bena bali ba serious. So I would say a relationship works if both a man and a woman want the relationship to work. Meaning from the word go, as they start their relationship, they should have a correct motive as to why that relationship should start. To be honest, youths nowadays are getting into relationships with wrong intentions. That's why we have a number of failed relationships. So I would say a man is not to blame for a failed relationship. Thank you so much. And we have Agre Lulu who is saying Epondi, okay? And we also have Belinda Lesho who is saying, I love your point, Cecilia Lesho. I can just conclude that it's a 50-50 thing. Elvis Chileshe is saying, that's my sister Cecilia bringing up points. I like the point you raised to say men are patient, especially when things are not going right as the woman expects. Today's women needs is full of fake things. Okay, Mr. Andrew is saying, no, I think 50-50, but the cardinal thing is that we enter in relationship with a person who doesn't match our personality. But talking from experience and seeing what is happening, relationship below 25 years old couple of girls are the causer, but above 25 years old couple, girls are not the cause, I should believe. I'm just confused in a way. Please, Vasa Joe, come and watch the debate. You help me conclude. Okay, we also have Flex Deal is saying, let's keep it professional, guys. No need to be emotional. May the best team win. All right, and the good part about our debates is that you, the listeners, you, the viewers, are the judges. So right about now, we have concluded with our speakers, and we are asking you to please judge which team has given us the most points and, of course, clear points which we can take from. and that goes to the opposing or the proposing side. You are the judges. Tell us right about now, which team do you think carries the day, and who is your best speaker on today's debate? Right about now, we have concluded with our debate. We can shake hands to please take off those emotions. We can shake hands. Okay. Okay, so right about now, I would request for one more microphone, even as we conclude, so that we get to talk about the real thing. All right, all right. Okay, so now let us talk about the real thing as we conclude. Away from the debate, Madam Speaker, what do you think are the real causes of, Madam Cecilia, we are starting with you. What are the real causes of most failed relationships? Finch feeling ama relationships amongst, I think, youths, even those that are not youths. We can also include marriages. What causes these relationships not to work? Real talk.
Okay, according to my own opinion,
Yes.
the root cause of failed relationships is lack of self-awareness.
Okay.
A lot of us do not know ourselves. We do not understand it. Because we do not know ourselves, it's difficult for us also to know others, even
Okay.
the people that we are getting involved with. A person who is self-aware is assertive, meaning that they can't just go for anything. They have their own reasons for dating, like in dating. But specific reasons why they want to date somebody who looks like Morgan. Like,
Okay.
even me, like I would set up my
Your
own
own
thing.
standards.
Yes, I would say.
Is it wrong to do that, Madam
It is
Cecilia?
not wrong. It is not wrong. Others would call it pride, but I don't care if somebody calls it pride. But the truth is, if you are when you are self-aware, you cannot just go for anything.
Okay.
The reason relationships are failing today, it's because there is this also desperation. Because, like I said, you are not self-aware. Then you develop this desperation whereby you are ready for anything. Ati
Okay.
chikuru fyomo amewa moneka pofye. And you hear some people saying, ocho baleko kwelo kupwa because it's okay to sobolola because that's not you I want. Even
Okay.
him, he has standards. Maybe he wants a model, and I'm not a model.
Okay.
Maybe I want this tall guy because
Yeah.
I'm short. So we all have standards, and it's not wrong to set standards. It's not pride to set standards. Atibala yumfa because she drives. Maybe I drive and then I would say I don't want a guy when the pamakasa. Or maybe
Okay.
gender pamakasa, I'll say I'll go for a guy that suits my personality.
All
So
right.
lack of self-awareness, which is the reason also for lack of self-awareness is the reason for miscommunication. People are not honest in the way we communicate in a relationship. We're not communicating honestly.
Okay.
And all that, and that's not good.
All right. Thank you so much, Madam Cecilia is saying one has to set standards. Mwilangira mo relationship, ukwa ulama standards, you just go for anything. If you have set a standard to say and therefore ature insha won't say, that is your standard. Don't fall for anything, ladies. If you have set a standard or if you are a guy, model, don't fall for anything because you won't manage that relationship. Madam Priska, okay, before we go to Madam Priska, I would invite Mr. Morgan. Honest talk. Why are most relationships failing?
Okay.
Please face the cameras.
I would love to emphasize on the point in which the last speakers elaborated on.
Okay.
Self-awareness and assertiveness, confidence, lack of communication, respect, and trust. For me, these things are the many things, and focus mostly.
Okay.
Listening and making goals when you're starting a relationship. For me, those are the main causes of relationships to break in nowadays. You come to understand that in today's generation, a whole lot of us are looking. I'm not going to use them because I'm part of that group. Thank you. A whole lot of us are looking for the wronger things in people that we are meeting. And the main thing is we are trying to change a person's personality so that we can make them fit with ours, so that we can now be in control of a relationship. Hence, you come to understand that this person is drinking. You don't drink.
Yeah.
Then you go for that person because of the outer appearance.
Then you want them to stop drinking.
Thank you very much.
Okay.
That is not going to that's not going to happen.
So should people follow the people, as in, if you don't drink, you have to date someone who doesn't drink? Is that what you're saying?
Basically, it's about a person's choice and
Okay.
decision. For me, I'm not going to tell anyone to pick. No.
Okay. So what do you do if you feel you go for a lady who drinks with so you shouldn't go for a lady who drinks with a vision that I'll change her to stop drinking?
That's the point.
Okay.
If you go in with a point to say, I'm going to change this person, it's
Okay.
only God who can change a person.
Okay,
A human
interesting.
being can never change a person.
All
That's
right.
the thing that we should understand.
Okay, thank you so much. That is a valid point. So, guys, from Mr. Morgan, and of course, supported by some of our panelists, they are saying, please, if you are going to go for somebody who has a certain thing that you don't like, don't go there with a mission that I'll change them. Okay? If you are going to go there, accept them as they are. And if there is need to change, it should be God you should pray to so that that person can change. Don't force them to be what you want them to be. Mr. Okay, we are going to go with Madam Priska first before we end with you. Madam Priska, your honest contribution to today's motion.
My honest contribution.
Yes, away from the debate.
Yes.
Face the cameras, please.
Not really. I think they've said almost everything.
Okay.
We got in relationships with a very wrong perspective.
Okay.
You know, because your ex was like that.
Mhm.
You want the next person you meet to behave like your ex. You want your ex to be that next person. It happens, you know. Where someone, their ex used to treat them like this, they want you to act like their ex, which is wrong. A relationship like that can never work out. Yes.
Okay.
And also, you know, when you enter a relationship, you should always consider first what your partner says besides everyone else. Yes, but
Yes. Okay.
hear what your partner says. For example, your partner might tell you to say, they have gone in town or markets.
Okay.
You start reporting, you start hearing people when they meet your partner like that, they start telling you, but because you don't trust your partner,
But perhaps your partner should have been honest to say where they are
it
going.
happens. Someone can be going to location market
Yeah.
and they use this way.
Okay,
It
okay.
happens. It's possible.
Okay.
And because we are with people, it shouldn't mean they are enslaved to their lives.
All
The
right.
same point that he said, whereby if you are with someone, you have to control them. No,
But what do you do perhaps if you want your woman to dress in a certain way?
Good point.
Yes.
So there is also this in relationship. So there is also this in a relationship, okay?
Okay.
That doesn't mean they can't be advised in relationship.
Mhm.
There is a difference between controlling a person and advising your partner.
Oh,
Okay?
interesting.
Yes. Controlling a person and advising is different. You can make your partner look how you want to, but not
Yes.
necessarily controlling them. For example, if you've seen that I love short things, you can find a beautiful, not something very long, but at least feeling chitako you know. And when
Okay.
you come to me, you bring it. I'll love it. You will tell me to say, baby, such dresses, you just don't know how they look on you.
Okay.
You are helping someone with love, okay? You're changing them with love. You're not using force. Hey, if you're Monica, if you're Kshira, you know, that relationship
Interesting.
can't work out, you know? It
Interesting.
can't work out. And also respect, trust, like they said, I think they've said literally
Okay.
everything.
All right, all right. I love the point which I've brought out. Do not force somebody to do something, but advise them. Okay. I almost wanted to say, but then you have the right to tell your partner to say, okay, baby, I don't like this. Yeah. So I almost got confused when you said you can't tell somebody that. But thank you so much. You have said you can advise them, not just forcing them. All right. And you've given up a very good example where you buy something that you like to say, okay, put on this, and they slowly start liking such. Okay, very interesting. We have a well-informed panel. Of course, last but not the least, Mr. Brian. What's your honest contribution to today's motion? Before we start reading who have won this debate.
Thank you so much. On my personal perspective, I'll say that it is just that it was a debate. That's why I was in support with it. Or else,
Okay.
okay. this time around, or if we look at this generation which we're having,
Mm.
women, I can say that we do wait patiently for the right moment.
Okay.
But most of ladies, they rush into things.
Mm.
You'll find that within a month, they would want to say, take me to your parents.
Okay.
Baby, I need these things. Yet, you need to have enough time to know each other better, so that even if you make that decision to prolong and say, baby, let's upgrade this relationship,
Mm.
it will make sense.
Okay.
Again, the other thing that I've noticed in most relationships is that as we are trying to fall in, to enter relationships, we are not decided. Both parties, we don't get to be decided. What we do is that we fail to differentiate between dating and a relationship. What do we know? If I just meet with you today in ShopRite, Cecilia, I meet you. Oh, Cecilia, how are you? Fine, fine. I'm asking for a line. On the same night, once we just have a conversation, we'll call it a relationship, which is not correct. So we need to be very decided.
Okay.
We are just meeting. So we need to begin from courtship.
Yes.
You meet, at least you know each other. And you proceed into what?
A
date at least.
relationship.
No, first you go for a date.
Okay.
You can't go into a relationship minus entering a date. So
Okay.
at least you go for a date for a couple of days or for a certain period of time. Then that's when you can enter into a relationship because you're decided. You know what
Okay.
you're going to be doing in that relationship. So guys, please make sure that you stick to that. Make a final decision before you enter into any relationship, or else you call fire on your face.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. Before Madam Cecilia comes in, I think I would love to make some remarks on what he has said. From my understanding, he's saying some relationships are failing because women mostly want things to move fast. Perhaps maybe they feel they are late and their friends are getting married. So whenever a relationship just starts, you start seeing signs of them pushing you to introduce them to your parents without you being ready. So as a result, a man feels pressured and he feels he's not ready for that step. And another thing I've gotten from him is the issue of when is the relationship starting. Most of the relationships you don't even know that now mwingia mu relationship. Palast mwamfwa ko that be mairo ya nayamba nokwambe fin. With yes. So today it's a high friend, best friends mairo mwamfwa fyama be nokwamba nayamba. So bane, please. If a relationship is starting, let it be known. Ala ndo muntu ati twayamba kwena bola yamba twaserula na wiso yalila. Not ati taishi. Miss Madam Cecilia.
Yes, I wanted to build from what he said.
Yeah.
What he talked about, ukulangulukati bacherwa and
Yes.
all those things. I think there is too much comparison happening in the community. Just because I was from attending a wedding in Nandi, I also want to rush things.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
then therefore, sana vya sekakuri for my ladies, mlesifikarisa, shenshani, making kupalanye fintu. Like even me, I don't want to be compared to anything. Not for my relationship like ufayati. No, my relationship should move fast. Kudina idea system even the way we dress.
Yeah.
Just because I see my friend here wearing this nice wig, I like her jeans, I also got to pressure my boyfriend, or maybe the boyfriend also just because I'm on a fear. Girlfriend girlfriend something kuri girlfriend, he also wants to push me. Yeah. So I think comparison has killed many relationships, and then we
Okay.
need to understand that marriage is a lifetime commitment.
Sure,
So
sure.
before we settle for anything, we need to know, is the person I'm trying to settle with somebody I will love even when they get a wrinkled face? Is a person I'm going to settle with somebody that I am willing to die for? Nangu fiashtika, like mulyamuma weddings sana mulabama vows to say
Yes.
for better for worse. Is this a person you still love? Nangu vali pile olobali monekishan. That's love. So if you visualize your partner and you think this is not somebody you are ready to settle with, because for some reasons, then you have not arrived yet. So you need to check, ask yourself, is the person I want to marry or I want to settle with somebody I just want to live my life with. Guys, ichupote chakwangasha.
Okay.
Better late than never.
All
Let's
right.
grow in a balanda tinango ni munchitonga ulevu tukira. You find that you do wrong things. Better
Sure,
you grow
sure.
in quality than quantity.
Thank you, thank you. A quick question, Madam Cecilia.
Yes.
Is it wrong to sit a guy down before you even begin a relationship and question him what his intentions are for the relationship, if he's in it for marriage, what he's looking for? Is it wrong to do that as a lady?
It is not wrong, but the manner in which you are doing it, sometimes they are wrong. Kuti wasanga dimbati, I just meet this guy and then nambubila no kumubika pantash. Okay, so my plan is like he was talking about. I pop in the first day even, but as you get to know, that's why the dating process is there. It's for us
Okay.
to know each other. So I need to get to know my friend, or as we are building from that friendship, I need to understand what the person's goal are, because we're asking, okay, what are your aspirations?
So that comes before you start dating, like
Yes,
relationship before
as
Taylor
friends,
Amba.
you say, where do you
Okay.
see yourself in 10 years? Where do you, such things you begin to see, oh, okay.
If you are
think
tontong
who you
kanyo.
are the 50 years. What type of a person do you want? Not kufika kwa tikaiche ule mteka. We need
Wa
to be
muvika pa
respectful in
interview.
the way ule teko mwana kasholo mwaume.
Okay, thank you. Last from, okay, we are running out of time, but okay, a quick one, under 30 seconds.
So, just contributing on what she said,
Yes.
you know that these men can lie to you and make you hear what you want. Yes,
Yes.
because is yet to see you, and just 1 week, or let's say a month, you're already asking him about the plans. Darling, whatever he's telling you is not the truth. It's because you want to hear it. And he will tell you exactly what you want to hear. That's why we blame men, that men are liars, what and what. No, sometimes it's the wrong timing and the wrong person. You might be
Okay.
asking the wrong person. Secondly, what she said about getting married. No, my friends are getting married.
Mhm.
You force a man who is not even capable of providing for you. It's not that that is a bad man, or no, that man is not suitable to have a wife, but let that man grow. At least let him have something. Okay?
Okay.
You force him to marry you.
Okay.
So sometimes even as women we are causers. But you forget to say in the first place, this man was never ready, okay? He's still building his life.
How long should you wait for a man to be ready?
How long?
Yes.
Okay. I think
How long should you
There
be
is
in
no
a
time frame.
relationship?
there is no time frame, because we've seen relationships that people would be in a
Okay.
relationship without being married for like 4 years.
Okay. Would you be in a relationship that has to wait for 5 years from now before it gets into a marriage?
Honestly speaking, if I've
Yes.
seen that this man
Yeah.
is a big boy in the future,
Yeah.
because
you can
it's
wait.
all, yes, you know, it's all about seeing a vision with someone else, and also you don't just wait blindly. See
Okay.
if that person, see if that
Okay.
person really loves you. That's what if you're waiting for the person who doesn't even consider you to be the type?
All right, all right. Thank you so much, Madam Priska. This has been interesting, but in the interest of time, we will have to end with Mr. Morgan.
All right. Thank you very much for the opportunity, Mr. Moderator.
Yes,
I
please
want
face
I want to add up to a point. Thank you very
Yes.
much for that point. Many are the times that women do not visualize the kind of a person they are dating. So basically, visualization is very important. You have to understand that even the Bible stipulates that whatever that does not exist, it exists in our minds. So if
Okay.
you can visualize a man who is doing better in the future, you'll be the one to build that future with him. But in
Okay.
today's generation, we've come to understand that a whole lot of women, they are not ready to build a relationship with a man because they feel maybe he leaves me. When you enter into a relationship with a perception, limbifikapwa, just because even this person is going to do the same. The same thing will happen, because remember, the
Aren't you
Bible-
doing that with experience? Like from your past experience, you refer to say, so you're just being ready for whatever happens.
But again, Mr. Moderator, you have to understand, we are all Christians in here, if I believe.
Yes.
Yeah, and we go by the Bible. The Bible says in the tongue there's power to give life and to take life. Whatever you
Wonderful.
profess, whatever you profess from your mouth,
a round
it
of
shall
applause
be.
for him. All right, continue.
All right. Whatever that you confess with your mouth, it shall come to pass. That's the way it
Okay.
is. So if you say, my man is going to be a billionaire, because you have seen a vision and you are sure that this man is capable of doing it, basically that will happen. So
Okay.
I pray that a lot of ladies out there who are watching this show, they'll be able to keep that in mind to say, my man can make it despite the difficult times. This, I'm speaking from personal experience.
Okay, interesting. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
I think we should stop also seeing the past in the present.
Okay.
The past is there for us to just make a reference in some way and to
Okay.
build us into better people today. So let's avoid seeing the past just like you are seeing your ex in your current boyfriend. It's not right.
So
Tefyo.
shabikemo sana.
Let's not be negative. We should learn to be positive when we're dating. Let's be positive, not always confessing negative things.
Okay. Maybe perhaps people feel like, since fia ichitika pa, year next yene shabikemo onse nalashalamo. Yes, nalabika movyo kulukumo. Shabike mwa mori yonse bantu kutifiapwa. So interesting enough, we've been advised that na ma relationship yene not kuingira mono mutima wako bati kutifiapwa. Ngafiapwa ni shinafipwa, but please be positive in whatever you are doing. Yes. Please let us be positive. This has been Clarius JR. And okay, let me just go through the last comments that we have with the judgment that we have from our viewers. Okay. We have Natasha Nana Kasongo who is saying, Glenda Grace Kasongo, motivational speaker. I believe she's referring to a comment that Madam Grace sent to us. And we have Elvis who is saying, what I can say is that the reason why most relationships fail is that we lack the proper preparation as we enter into relationships. And we always have in mind, what we have in mind is that it will change this, is to change this person, which is not true at all. Agre Lulu is saying, wachta sana wino ukubeta blow. Okay, all right. All right. Madam Martha K. Kaunda is saying, personally, I think lack of communication in a relationship breaks most marriages. Because we can also say marriage is a relationship. And Mr. Andrew is saying, okay, aba wina ni wonse pantu na motion ni 50-50. Thank you so much. And we have, okay, I'll pass this one. We have Elvis who is saying, well, people wonse na aba wina and you are all looking so gorgeous. That is to you, all of us here. You are looking gorgeous. Lono TV, buy some drinks for all the panelists. Na papata beafye. All right. I think I've read most of these comments. We have again, we're saying kudos by people. Otherwise, I won't say anything because if you're in my relationship, we know, Brian and Morgan, big ups. All right, from the entire production crew and of course on behalf of the engineers behind our production and our panelists, from me and the entire crew, it's bye-bye.
We show you how the face of Kasama has changed each and every moment. Our production crew has now advanced in streaming live in full HD up to 4K. Lono Studios is well equipped for the service. We have 4K cameras for high resolution, DJI drone for aerial view, live streaming video switcher, gimbal for smooth rotation of an object, and many more equipments. You can book us for live streaming to render your services in sport activities, church services, road shows, corporate meetings and workshops, social gatherings, and many more adventure activities. Book your session now on 0973 173461. Visit or like our Facebook page at Lono TV. Love ain't no bonus.
Lono Studios cares about your memories, and what better way to keep your memories than having pictures and videos. As Lono Studios, we cover events such as weddings, kitchen parties, chilanga mulilo, birthday parties, as well as corporate events. If you are looking for quality pictures and videos for such events, look no further than Lono Studios. We show you how the face of Kasama has changed each and every moment. Our production crew has now advanced in streaming live in full HD up to 4K. Lono Studios is well equipped for the service. We have 4K cameras for high resolution, DJI drone for aerial view, live streaming video switcher, gimbal for smooth rotation of an object, and many more equipments. You can book us for live streaming to render your services in sport activities, church services, road shows, corporate meetings and workshops, social gatherings, and many more adventure activities. Book your session now on 0973 173461. Visit or like our Facebook page at Lono TV. Love ain't